Hello everyone, this is Dr. Takayama Shita. Today I'm going to interview one of our former doctoral students, Dr. Sarah Holmes.
My name is Sarah Holmes, and I completed the doctoral program in gerontology at University of Maryland, Baltimore in Baltimore County in August of 2019. And now I am a postdoctoral fellow at UMB doing a geriatric-focused research fellowship in the Department of Pharmaceutical Health Services Research. And my research interests are really focused on improving the quality of care and the quality of life for older adults in a way that's centered around their needs and preferences, particularly for residents who live in long-term care settings and persons with dementia. So a lot of my research in long-term care has explored the impact of the environment on resident outcomes. So the physical environment, social environments, organizational factors in long-term care, and how it relates to residents' life satisfaction, for example, with the goal being to inform the design of meaningful places and services that support and enrich the lives of older adults and persons with dementia. So my tips for being successful in the doctoral program, one thing I would ask students is to consider what matters to you in terms of what outcomes you want to have accomplished when you graduate, and advocate for yourself in order to achieve those goals. So for me, I really wanted to have teaching experience as a graduate student, and so I had to seek out opportunities to do that, and actually became an adjunct faculty member at UMBC and taught a bachelor's level social work course as a doctoral student. So other students may have, you may want to have first author publications or internship experience, policy experience, or go to workshops in methods or analysis, but really think about what matters to you and then self-advocate to really make it happen. As much as it seems like time can move slowly as a doctoral student and it can feel like it takes forever to finish at times, you may be done sooner than you think. And so you want to make sure that you have the skills that you need to successfully make the next step in your career. Another piece of advice I would say is, I know many students may be juggling family or other life responsibilities while in the program. For me, my son was born right after I completed my proposal defense. And I will say it was challenging at times to have the energy and the motivation to get my dissertation done. And I really had to learn how to balance my time with competing priorities and navigate the new role as becoming a mom at the same time. So if you're going through a similar experience, my piece of advice is simple. Be kind to yourself. We all put a lot of pressure on ourselves as graduate students to achieve a high level of success, but just know that some days may be more productive than others, and that's okay. And remind yourself every day. I reminded myself every day that I was going to finish the program, even if it wasn't on my original timeline. But remind yourself that you will finish, and create a schedule for yourself and have check-ins with your mentors or advisors who are supporting you, and they'll help you keep you accountable and moving forward. And one thing I also learned was celebrate even the smallest of milestones. So just finishing a section of a paper or doing one part of the analysis, celebrate each of those milestones as you move through the program. Yeah, and reflecting on what I would have done differently as a doctoral student in the program, one of the things I would have done is connected more with the alumni from the program. There are a number of folks who have graduated from the gerontology program who are still living in the greater Baltimore area, and they're doing great things in their careers. And I've connected with some who have been such a wealth of information in terms of life after the PhD program, navigating the job market. And so they're great resources for students. And so one thing I wish I would have done is get to know more of them while I was going through the program. Tips on publishing as a graduate student. One is take advantage of all of the papers that you're writing in your classes. we spend so much time and energy as students writing so many papers for our courses. Try to pick one or two of those papers and take the extra step and prepare them as a manuscript for publication. So whether that's a literature or a scoping review from a background portion of one of your class papers, or a research paper from one of your statistics courses if you're able to use real data. So pick topics that are of interest to you, perhaps related to your dissertation, and that will help you start building your own body of work. Another tip is connect with faculty who share similar interests as you, and reach out to them and ask them how you can help contribute on papers for co-authorship or even take on leadership on a paper. A lot of faculty are very receptive to students reaching out to them and wanting to help with research and papers, but a lot of times it takes the initiative of the students to be able to reach out to the faculty and make it happen. And then I received a piece of advice from one of my mentors years ago who told me, don't let papers stay on the shelf and get dusty. Meaning, if you have an idea and you start working on a paper, as best as you can, just try to get it done and get it out the door. So in terms of career decision advice, one piece of advice I have is connect with as many people as you can who work in all different kinds of jobs in gerontology. That's one thing that I did. So academia, private sector, government, nonprofit work, connect with people. Whether you think you may want to do that kind of work or not, it's really helpful to hear other people's perspectives on what they like and what they don't like about their jobs. You may be surprised what you find out. What you think you want to do may not actually be a good fit for you. And one piece of advice I had when I was going on the job market is don't just think about what kind of job you want, but think about what kind of life you want and find a job that will help to fulfill that. So there may be many different factors that you want to consider, like where you live or your proximity to family, what your values are, in addition to what the job responsibilities are as well. And one piece of advice I would have too is just remember that your career decisions are not permanent. It can feel like an ultimate decision when you make that leap into your first job after the PhD program. But if you find out that you don't like what you're doing, you can always change. And there are mentors and career coaches who can help you in navigating that process as well. So I guess my first piece of advice to especially new students in the program is more general. It's, I know it can be intimidating starting out in the program and really not knowing what your focus area is or finding who you want to work with, or, feeling imposter syndrome, as we all can at times. I would just say, remember that you're not alone, that we've all been there. There's a massive network of gerontology students and alumni and faculty, and we're all here to support you. So first and foremost, just please feel free to reach out to me or other students and faculty in the program. We're here for you. And also another piece of advice to share, as I'm launching my career, I've just accepted a faculty position at UMB in the School of Nursing. And so I'm starting out on the tenure track and trying to build my own independent research program. So one of the things that I'm looking forward to accomplishing in the next 5 years is really learning and improving my grantsmanship and writing grants, and also learning how to build my own independent body of research. And so one of the things that I'm really excited about is to start implementing some applied interventions in long-term care settings to help improve the quality of care and quality of life for older adults who live there. So one particular project I'm excited about is implementing an intervention that will help to improve the social engagement of residents in long-term care settings. We know that, there are a lot of people who live under one roof in assisted living or in nursing homes, but a lot of times people can feel very socially isolated there. And so I'm excited to develop and test interventions that can help people feel more socially engaged and have meaningful opportunities to participate in social activities.
Congratulations on her new appointment as a tenure-track faculty at University of Maryland, Baltimore Nursing School, and I'd like to thank Sarah again for her time and valuable advice for our students. Hope you enjoyed the video, and see you next time.